I was a little chilly last night, and when I get cold, my feet are always cold, and sometimes I borrow Doc's socks because they're nice and thick. So I went to his drawer to get a pair of socks, and these bright colors caught my eye, and I pulled out the fabric, and it was the clown suit.
And you have no idea how it got there?
None whatsoever.
I think someone planted it in his drawer to set him up, to frame him.
Kevin, can you think of anyone that might want to see you take the fall for the murders?
I think I might be able to answer that.
Victor, you know, I think the police can handle this without your help.
You know, I think you need some lunch. How about some lunch?
I don't want some lunch, and if the police could handle this, they would have found the murderer already.
Oh, boy.
Do you have one like this down at the station house?
No, sir, I can't say that we do. It seems like your father's drawn a map leading right to the killer.
That is precisely what I've done.
Last night, you couldn't wait to get away from me. Now I see why. You want Jake Marshak, you can have him. She's all yours, pretty boy.
You're the one I thought I wanted, Frank, but I'm not so sure anymore.
Let me make it easy for you. I am through with you.
Julie.
Mary, what brings you up here?
I was looking for you. You seemed upset coming out of the rehearsal this morning.
Well, I'm not sure I should be performing at the nurses' ball, considering everything. My father's death, the investigation.
You've handled it all with a remarkable sense of poise, but I sense there's something else.
Have you noticed how strange Frank has been acting since the accident?
Why? Is something wrong?
He seems like a different person. I mean, Mary, one minute he's promising to take care of me, swearing he's going to find the real killer, and then it's like somebody flips a switch and he is saying the most hurtful things you can imagine.
Well, now, don't take this the wrong way, but is he doing this with everybody or just with you?
No, he's treating everybody like this. Jake and I were discussing it, and when Frank saw us together, he got violently jealous. He said Jake could have me.
Code Blue, 325 East. Code Blue.
Hey, how are my two favorite women in the whole world?
Dr. Smith, neurology. Dr. Davis, neurology.
Look, if you wanted to get me all alone, all you had to do was ask.
Aw, put your libido in park for a minute, will ya?
Lucy is coming here today to go over plans for the nurses' ball.
I can die happy now. What does this have to do with me?
Hey, don't you back out on me now. You promised me you'd help me with her.
Oh, I smell plan A coming up.
Lucy wants to go around accusing me of being a killer. I will show her a killer.
Now, as we all can see, the layout of the chart is very simple. Every string on the chart leads to a possible suspect on the basis of motive and evidence.
But it's all just speculation.
And it really is very hard to understand. You know, to me, it really looks like the web of a sort of schizophrenic spider.
Well, I don't have a problem with the chart. It's actually very well laid out.
Thank you, Detective. As I said just a few moments ago, after a considerable amount of study, my analysis indicates that the likely suspect...
Oh, Victor, you know what I think? I think we really have taken up enough of Detective Garcia's time, don't you?
Well, according to this chart, it seems like Kevin is the most likely suspect. If I'm reading this correctly.
Well, of course, Kevin is a... You've thought that for some time, haven't you, Detective?
You know, I would like to hear the answer to that question myself.
Let's just say I'm keeping an open mind.
That's an excellent way to approach a matter such as this. I hope that I haven't excluded any possibilities myself.
You know, there's Eve, EVE, right here, third from the top. She's a definite possibility.
The point of all this is that there are a considerable number of legitimate suspects. And yet, even at first glance, by far the strongest happens to be my son. I have only just realized that the longer you study this chart, the more clear you become that what is actually shown here is that someone is trying to frame my son.
I'm sorry, Professor. I just don't see it.
But the distribution curve is skewed, man. Look at it another way. I am down here as a suspect, but that's just to keep the chart complete. I didn't murder anyone. Neither did my son. The statistical
Sir. The chart is fascinating, but I got to get this down to the lab for analysis.
Listen, Detective Garcia, I really hope that you police get on this case and solve it before the nurses' ball, because there's nothing like a homicidal maniac to ruin a good cause.
Lucy, we are doing our best. Actually, it might be helpful if you and your father came down to the station and gave us some blood and hair samples.
Helpful or mandatory?
Greatly appreciated.
Fine. We'll be right down.
Thanks. Professor, good job.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Listen, Doc, I have a nurses' ball meeting, but I'm going to cancel. I want to go to the station
No,
with you.
no. We'll be fine. It's just a formality.
Are
really.
you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Then I will just call you after my meeting.
All right. Bye. Well, I hope you're happy.
Happy, Mark? Hardly happy. The murder is still out there. But I must admit that I am pleased that I could be of some assistance to the authorities.
I'm pleased you're pleased. I hope you realize that the death penalty is alive and well in New York State. So do us a favor. Keep your charts and your theories to yourself before you get us both executed.
You treat me like something you scraped off the bottom of your shoe and then you waltz over here like nothing happened?
I saw you with Jake, and I thought it would be funny to rib you a little.
You said you were through with me. That was supposed to be a joke?
Don't you even know me well enough to know when I'm teasing?
Well, apparently not. But what about the way you put me down last night? Was that supposed to be funny?
Looks like someone lost their sense of humor.
It doesn't sound like it was all in good fun.
I have to take this call. Just for the record, we're not even close to being okay on this.
Dr. Coteen to radiology. Dr.
You know,
Coteen
Julie is
to radiology.
genuinely upset about you. You don't seem to be taking it seriously.
What can I say? All the interns are hyped 24/7, and Julie is not going to relax until the quartermain is announced.
She's very confused about your feelings for her. Don't you care for her anymore?
I don't need advice about how to live my life from anyone. Especially not my meddling mother.
Dr. Martinez, 5426.
Jake, I'm telling you, DL56 causes a dangerous increase in the amount of aggression of all of its subjects. I don't see the point of another trial.
Because DL56 is an effective treatment, Karen. All right, the aggression is a side effect. That's not a reason to stop the work.
I'm not saying stop the work, but I'm not closing my eyes either to the fact that DL56 causes more harm than good.
All right, this version of it, yes, it's unstable. But that doesn't mean that there isn't another version out there that's perfectly safe.
I hope you're right. I do, but I am having a hard time staying optimistic here.
Do me a favor, okay? Just stay open-minded.
Okay. All right. I'll try. I gotta go. I gotta go assist in a bone marrow transplant.
Okay. DL56 is a long way from finished. Just don't close any doors on us.
How you coming with the door?
It's almost done. Remind me never to get on your hit list.
Yeah, well, Lucy's gonna regret knifing me in the back. I don't respond well to that sort of thing. It brings out my lower instincts.
Yeah, well, you risked your life for her when you went through that whole Rex Stanton mess. I think she'd be grateful.
Yeah. Not when she saw that Scott had more than just a passing fancy in me. She's like his wacko ex-girlfriend, his mother, and his guardian pit bull all wrapped up in a cheap little dress.
Yeah, but there's something I don't get. Lucy told Baldwin that you were a hooker, and he didn't bat an eye. So she didn't win. So why not leave it at that?
Because, Ramsey, nobody treats me like dirt. I am not normally a vengeful person. Listen, I do not roll over and play dead for anyone. I didn't do it for Devlin, and I'm not doing it for Lucy. That girl needs to be taught a lesson.